This is seriously unbelievable. I can't put it into words. One of the chicks at least has survived. What on earth? Where has it been? I don't understand it. Look, I woke up this morning, a message came through on WhatsApp. So it was this guy who worked for the Peregrine Partnership. He showed me some video and it said 2 chicks on the roof. I went, what roof? And because I was still in a sleepy mess. And they showed me the video and they said that the engineer who works for the building sent it, because obviously he's communication with them. And they sent it through, male and female on the roof. And my first messaging them saying, how, where have they been? I've been here, there's nowhere for them to hide, it's impossible. So I'll just overload some of the footage of one of the parents flying around, and I'll get to the chick in a second. I came out 3 times today, and somebody posted a picture on Facebook. So they'd seen it in the morning. Backfire. Somebody'd seen it in the morning, and I don't know if the word was out. Were some people keeping it a secret? And so I asked around, nobody else had heard of it. The Bexley birders hadn't heard of it. None of my group has said anything. So yeah, the engineer of the building let me in. I messaged him, I got the phone number off of the Peregrine Partnership, let me in, showed me around through areas I didn't even know I could go to. So I had a really good look around, being able to look at it from angles I never got to before. I never thought of looking, but I didn't want to sort of trespass on anywhere I wasn't supposed to be. Anyway, the parent was up there, a female, looks like the female, was up on the top. And immediately, this is the 4th time today, as I was coming down the road to do a final checkup before I washed my cab for work, I could see a scruffy bird further down, which they don't usually go to. There's this part of the roof. Quickly got my camera on it, and it moved, it sort of hid behind this bit of wall. And I was like, blast, but I saw some down, so I knew I'd at least got the bird. And I can get this 3rd vlog started up saying that we're not done here. The saga does indeed continue. So I got video of it as much as I could. I moved around, I came back, I got round to the car park. I saw it from the car park and the parent, and it just sat there. I mean, I kept my distance. Obviously, I've got a nice long zoom with my 4K crop, so I didn't get too long. The ambulance. So I could film it from a distance and didn't spook it. And it's interesting, I did loads of filming up there and moved around at the back, went down, came out to the road, and it was up there. We moved to another part and I filmed it from down here. And yeah, just watched its behavior. I accidentally did the second bit of recording down here. I left it on slow-mo, which is good because there was a moment where, I don't know why, maybe its parents said something, it ran down the roof. So it ran down in slow-mo, which was great. So I caught it. I accidentally left it on one of my custom settings for slow-mo, but worked out in the end. So I just filmed it some more up there. Definitely got the down. I don't see any other birds. I don't see where it could be hiding. The engineer said he doesn't know where it could be. I've looked around the roof from Google Maps. Whether there's sort of empty areas behind where they were nesting and they've been moving around that bit, who knows? He said there has been pigeons nesting there in the past, and at the moment there's a leak that's from an area that's empty in the back, inside somewhere. So there is areas, but what I don't understand is why the chicks didn't come out to feed. Why have I not come back here and seen the parent on the back holding food out? Has it gone in and into where the chick is? Did it need the extra warmth while there's been a couple of rain showers? Yeah, is the other chick still around? I've yet to find this out, because the guy from the Peregrine Partnership, I'm just not mentioning names right now. It's a privacy thing. I'm trying to be careful with names. He identified looks like a male and a female, but it was it was phone footage. So whether it was one of the adults and a juvenile, at this point, I don't know. I've only seen the female at the moment, and I saw the female last night. So from today, I was already thinking, well, there's at least one parent still around. So right now there's a juvenile about to fledge and a parent. Yeah, so the chick has gone in to this bit of wall, and it's gone in there 2-3 times. I don't know if there's some sort of little hole in the back there, because it's from an angle I can't see over. But I don't know what's going on back there. There are a few loose roof tiles on this building, and I've seen pigeons hovering around. There are sparrows nesting in there. So there could be bigger holes that the management or the people that are maintaining the building haven't seen or have yet to fix. But if the peregrines are in there, they won't be able to fix it anyway until they're fledged. So this is extremely exciting. I mean, let me think. I think my hobby chicks from last year took 4 or 5 days, this looking like this, to finally start flying. So I should be able to come out here and get some footage for the next few days and make up the third vlog. Again, this is unbelievably exciting. Yeah, the saga continues and questions are still being asked. Where the heck were they hiding? Bizarre. Just for the sake of knowing where they're hiding, I need to know that. It's driving me nuts. And I'm sure everyone else would be interested. Maybe once they're gone, the engineer who looks after the place will be able to fill me in. And once he's had a look up there, once they've gone, will be able to tell me he saw what it is. Excellent. All right, I'll see you maybe tomorrow. Well, this just continues to get more and more bizarre. Both chicks are alive. I can't believe it. Where the heck have they been hiding all this time and growing? More importantly, growing and being fed and nobody seeing them. That's just... So anyway, I was down at Cross Nest today. I've already been out to look for the juveniles today, didn't see them. So I thought I'd do 2 or 3 trips a day. Came back from Cross Nest. I thought instead of walking out here, I can do a quick pass in the cab and save myself some time. So I went down and came back and looked up and saw a parent at the top. And off to the side, I could see something quite sort of fluffy in where the nest used to be. And I thought, okay, let's quickly stop in a bit of a place where I shouldn't be stopping, a cycle lane, and get out. And when I got out and I looked round, I could see there was something else behind this one. And it was the second chick. Couldn't believe it. Both survived. It's unbelievable. Luckily I did this because what I did is I went back, grabbed all my stuff, said to my wife, I'll be back in a second. I've got to get these chicks before they go. Lucky I did stop, because when I got back here, the other one had gone. And I'd only hand filmed it handheld, used a couple of the lampposts to steady myself. But I've got record that I've got both, because I've been here for about half an hour, 40 minutes, filming this one chick up there. And I don't know where the other one's gone. I can't imagine. Obviously, they're very good climbers. And I've observed it preening itself for ages. It worked its way up the roof a bit to the top bit of the roof and was up there for a while. I just filmed it, took some pictures, trying to get any sort of unusual behavior. I've been trying the 4K crop mode. I've been trying standard mode. And then the wings started coming out. I thought, am I going to get a flight? But I think, like I did with the hobbies last year, they're stretching their wings, they're catching the wind to see what happens, getting used to what the wind feels like. And it flapped and flapped and flapped. It didn't take off. When I filmed the hobbies last year, I remember them sort of flapping and then going up a few inches and coming back down. So I'm kind of used to seeing this sort of behavior, but it didn't take off. I've been keeping an eye for the other chick. I haven't seen it anywhere. It might be around to the side where I've seen it before. But this one's happy up there. The parent's off, probably hunting. Maybe if I stay here, I'll give it another 20 minutes and see if it brings back a kill. It's starting to move now. I'll keep an eye on it, and I have to throw my camera up in a second. Bear with. But yeah, lots of stretching and scratching at the moment. And I've taken some shots with the blue sky because it was a whiteout background a moment ago. And I wanted some photos. I wish I'd have just flicked to photos when I initially got the 2 in the frame. One was quite far back. I only got the sort of top of the head. But it was definitely a chick because of that blue bit of the eye. Oh, we got some flapping now. I just get ready to throw my camera down. But what's been great as well is watching its instincts. Any bug, any sparrow, any pigeon that goes by, I've seen it doing that movement of his head, watching things move, like very mechanical. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Just watching it, sort of all the wheels, the cogs turning in its brain, all the instincts. Yeah, this isn't over yet, but what a great little update. And the saga continues. What else is going to happen? Could you imagine if there was some random third chick somewhere? That would just, I'd fall over. So far I've been wrong, completely wrong about the chicks dying. And I could be wrong about the number of chicks. Wow. So anyway, what a great end to the day. And yeah, look forward to this continuing. Oh my. I don't know how many more ways I can keep being surprised and shocked and stunned. No, it's not a third chick, not that. Not at the moment anyway. I was literally just about to leave. Literally, my foot was in front of me, 1 foot out, and I saw the parents show up with a kill. And I managed to just film a bit of it. It landed on the top, and suddenly the second chick came out of the woodwork, so to speak. My heart nearly burst out of my chest. Luckily, yeah, all my settings are up to speed. I'm ready to go. Yeah, I got a feed. Unbelievable. Just, I couldn't believe it. Trying to hold the camera still while your heart is blasting through your chest. Just filmed and filmed and filmed. They were calling. What I do, I'll switch the... oh, hang on. Another... Wow. What the hell? Oh, I'm back. Sorry, I have no idea what happened there. Both the parents went back to the nest with a kill. Looks like a parakeet. And I went round to film them, and the female sat up there for a while, moved around, and then scampered up the gully. And I don't know where she's gone. The other chick's at the back somewhere. One of the chicks is on the front here, the male is at the top. So I don't know, bizarre behavior. There's a lot of sort of flying around and moving around with this carcass. I think the chicks are fully fed because she had the food for a while and they gave up begging her for it. I'm already going to be late for work. So I said to my wife, I'll be back in 20 minutes. Oh my gosh, I can't miss this though. This is unbelievable. Anyway, if I see anything else, I'll add it on. But I've got to give up at some point because I've got work to go to. So I'm back out in the evening. The day after, I discovered there were 2 chicks still alive, just to see if there are any changes. It's been 27 degrees Celsius for American folk. That means it's just been too hot to come out. I got a message this morning that they were out and they sent me a picture, a phone picture, but no, it's too hot. I was doing loads of editing all day. Anyway, I just overlay. They've been doing lots of wing stretching and wing exercise, lots of wing flapping, drying of wings maybe as well. But anyway, I've definitely seen some jumps. They can absolutely fly for sure. Now I watched them for ages and they keep looking at birds going by. Those instincts are right there. And anything, gulls, pigeons, whatever. And I'm just hoping each time when I see that flick of the eyes that they're going to go after them. But there was the individual one was flapping its wings off to the left, and the other one was over here on the right and doing the same thing, preening. And as they're preening, you can see the little bits of down flicking off into the wind. So there were only a couple of bits there yesterday. So in a couple of days, there probably won't be any down. And yeah, then eventually, the one I was filming on the left was kind of almost hovering like a helicopter. Took off and flew around the back and came out, wandered over to its sibling, and they started just preening together. It's amazing when their claw comes out because it looks like a little fist, and then they just got to pull all their little down off. And then yeah, the one on the right was flapping its wings and whacking this one in the face. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if the sibling that's being hit in the face is saying, oh, wait, stop, either stop hitting me in the face or don't leave yet, or what's this you're doing? What are you doing? It's like I actually went to bite its tail of the one that was flapping. So I was wondering what was going on, but I'm trying to figure it out. You watch them and you're kind of like, what, are they doing this? Are they doing that? I don't know. Trying to figure out the behavior. Like don't get ahead of yourself. I don't know. Or it was impressed with its sibling. But no, it didn't take off. There was lots of scratching and flapping for ages. And I just filmed as much as I could because nothing else was happening. At this time of night, the parent came back with a kill. Didn't come back tonight. And I kept thinking, I'll go to walk off and it'll appear. So I stayed and stayed. I've got to go now. But there was a point where there was a scream. I looked up and a gull had gone in and the second bird had gone down the back somewhere. And I've gone around the building looking for it. I thought it didn't take it, would it? It would have taken it when it was smaller. But the first one that was up there all the time stayed there and held its ground. And I filmed it some more, flapping, doing some exercises. I've mucked around with slow-mo, doing the 120 frames a second. And I noticed there's a bit of blur. And I've got to remember that even with film, you have to do a high shutter rate or else you just get blurred wings. So I went for 250th of a second instead of 125 frames per second. So I went to 250 frames per second. So that when I slow it down or look at it, it's actually flapping at the correct speed and it's not blurred. I might even have to go up to double that. But that's it for tonight. A great little bit of extra footage. And I'm just trying to hopefully catch them when they jump off and have their first flight. So we've got a major update in equipment, a brand new video tripod. This is game changer. Yeah, the wind was really mucking with my other one. Yeah, this doesn't completely solve the wind problem because a big gust of wind is still going to make it shaky. But oh my, it gets rid of all the small stuff, even the medium stuff. And it's just going to be game changer. Yeah, anyway, I'm so excited. I'm trained on the Peregrine now. There's one up there, Juvenile. So I've got to do an update because it's been probably a week or so since I've done any vlogging. Because what happened was it felt like about 3 days where I didn't see anything. And I thought, yeah, they've probably gone by now. It's about the right time. Haven't seen anything. And then I came out one day just going to the shops, had my camera, always ready with my camera on my chest just in case. And I stood here for ages. And it wasn't until I moved to the side of the building a bit more that, oh, they're round here. It was like two together. And I looked and it was a parent feeding a chick with a carcass. So just a couple of seconds of that quickly. And I thought, right, how do I get closer? So I went round the back and up to a secret place I can get a bit closer, a bit of a better angle. And when I got there, the chick was on its own, well, the juvenile, with the carcass. So this is an update. This is what's going on. The parent is now passing off carcasses to the chick, starting off feeding it from the carcass and then giving the carcass to the chick completely. And then when I tried to film, it turned around and gave me its back. So I was moving back and forth trying to find a spot where I was facing the front of the bird, but it wasn't having it. It was all right. I heard somebody call those crotch rockets. I'm going to use that from now on. What a great explanation. Ah, and both peregrines are there. Wait a minute, I'm just going to film it to show you. Get them both in. Yeah, just, yeah, okay. I'll just leave that recording a minute in case something happens. Yeah, so they're recording. So yeah, this the peregrine fed on this carcass, the juvenile, for a while. And yeah, like I said, I couldn't get the angle. But yeah, major update. Obviously, it will soon be then moving on to catching prey, which will be great. We'd love to see it with its first catch. I did see something recently on Twitter where somebody else in London got a peregrine juvenile with its first catch. It was a pigeon. It was too heavy. And before it landed to eat it, it dropped it out of its talons. So yeah, they're still learning. And it's interesting watching everybody's peregrines developing at different rates. On a later night, I came out when the light wasn't too good. I was looking around, nothing was going on. I happened to wander round to where the nest area was last time. And there was a juvenile in there. They'd gone back to where they nested, where they first started and where I lost them. I thought I'd lost them. That was weird. I filmed it for a little while. And after several seconds, definitely a gust of wind hit and I saw a flutter of feathers behind this one, the second one. So I quickly crossed the road to get an angle so I could see further in. And sure enough, the second was in there sleeping. So I couldn't get any closer. They were really hunkered down because it was quite windy. But really interesting, yeah, how that, yeah, well, they're still going round to their nest. And when I came round here, there was the male was up on one of the old kill perches, feeding perches, and it was just kind of checking, staring around, following birds, or sometimes they follow flies. You see its head going, shooting around the place, its eyes following it. Just looking through here, yeah, no movement. Is that oh, that might be a parent. I think that's the parent in the, no. Here it comes. Let me just, hold on. Oh yeah, yeah, okay, right, we're gonna get closer now. Zooming in real time. What are they gonna start doing? Yep, am I still recording? I'll restart the recording. And if anything happens while I'm filming, I'll have got it recording. Because what I can just do is take the little few seconds I need and dump the rest. Wood pigeons going nuts back here. So later I went back, started cleaning my cab. And when I'd finished up, I just happened to glance across and went, hello, is that a, yes it is. Ran upstairs, got the camera, and Peregrine had a parakeet on some sort of a chimney or whatever outlet on the back of this building behind where we were, distant, 4K crop, and I had to hand hold it because it was quite windy. But yeah, they're still dispatching parakeets. Over the next couple of days, 2 juveniles on the roof, resting together just up there, just getting some sun, I guess. And then later on, I came out again, went round to the nest, and one was sleeping really flat in there, still opening, closing its eyes. And I watched it for a while, and then I thought, that tail looks a bit odd, is it a bit long? So I changed my position, and sure enough, it was the tail of the other one. They were both sleeping, hunkered down in the nest. Kind of wouldn't put its head up very far. It was a brief glimpse of the head sticking up. And back to the nest. Do you notice how steady the footage is? Yeah, this is when I got my new tripod yesterday. So yeah, it's going to be, like I say, game changer for stuff. It is very heavy. It's about 5 or 6 kilos, but I'm too annoyed with how unstable my footage is that I can accept this. I'll just get used to carrying it, because my other tripod I never used to carry a tripod. I thought it was annoying. And I'm sure I'll even move on from this and get one of those really super heavy stable tripods that proper, nature cameramen use. And on my second time out last night, Dad was up there demolishing a pigeon. Really good, yeah, nice and steady. I mean, I was literally, how far away is that? Whew, 50 meters away? Yeah, it's a really good distance. And this was in 4K crop. So I was, yeah, the camera and everything's working synergistically. The quality's amazing. I'm so excited. It's like giving me more new energy to film. Then today, as soon as I walked out, I could see the juveniles flying. So proper flying. And they were chasing each other, and I got off a few shots, the 2 in the same photo. I went for photos first. And what I noticed was they were kind of like, one would be flying, the other one would come up behind it and they'd grab talons. And what I assume is going on is they're getting ready to catch other birds in flight. So they're practicing on each other of, triangulating their position to sort of get other birds, be able to catch them in midair. So this is very, very exciting. But that stopped. And then I saw one fly to the back of the building and went round to film it for a little while. They're going around and landing on different buildings, so they are absolutely flying comfortably. And then I saw it fly over the building, and I went through to find out where it had gone. And it had gone to the car park. And it was landed on the metal railing on the second story of the car park, the lowest I've ever seen it. Couldn't believe it. So I was filming it, and I didn't want to get too close. I mean, this is exceptionally close footage, but obviously I'm at 1280mm on my 4K, and then obviously with my 4K crop, I'm at 2300mm. So getting some amazingly steady stuff. I didn't have my tripod because I'd gone to the shops, so I was only there with my carry bag and my handheld. So I had to lean against things and lean right back and use my feet as a stability aid. But this is really, you can see it sort of moving around a little bit because I was hand holding it. And I think we should, yeah, it's been filming for 5 minutes, so it's going to be gigabytes of data. But yeah, I just carried on filming it from their different angles. It wasn't spooked at all. I could have gone upstairs and see how close I got, but you know what? Just let's not push our luck. Let's not be nasty, because if I do start doing that, I'll probably get some horrible comments of people saying, even then you shouldn't be too close. Even if loads of people are seeing it, still, just don't do that to juveniles. Even though I kind of think you probably should, because they should get used to fearing humans, right? I don't know. So I went and did some shopping, came back, and it was on the corner of a building, and just having a little preen up there. A building I hadn't seen it on before, well, one of them anyway, because I have to learn now which one's which. Apparently they said one's a female, one's a male. I can't see a size difference yet. But then it came down to the lower roofs and started flapping about and exploring, and caught some little bits of flight. And that's, yeah, just before we went home, and we've come back out tonight, because I feel like things are really kicking off there. Yeah, I'm going to catch something really amazing soon. So I think I've caught up on everything. They're not doing anything at the moment. I've got to clean my cab still. We'll give it till 8. It's 20 to 8 because I'm loving this new tripod and I want to see what else it can do. I want to get used to, it's really, really stiff. So if you if you pan, it should follow very, very smoothly. So I want one of the Peregrines to go walkie somewhere and see what happens. Okay. Right, folks, I think we'll end it there on 3 vlogs. That's enough. The birds are still around, off and on. I haven't seen them this evening. Every time I've come out, they've not been around in the daytime. They've only been getting into their nest, strangely, in the evening. So there's nothing really more to report on. They're fledged, they're getting their final bit of training. They're obviously disappearing off to explore places to get used to being further away from the nest. And they possibly come back to sleep in their nest where they're comfortable. But that's pretty much done. If anything else major happens, then it will go on top of one of my other vlogs, my local vlogs on a catch up, okay? Hope you enjoyed.